the second video in my Typoman series and the first chapter of the game. So mainly we've just finished the prologue, learned all the different ways you can do, got a little bit of practice making words and utilizing different functions of the game. So this, we get up here, there's no lever, so we know we're going to need some letters. These letters over here, you can use almost any letters in the game that you walk up to in that little white number up here, or right thing appears. You know that you can use any of these letters. Not all of those chapter 1 letters are available to you, which actually makes it a little bit easier for you, believe it or not. Because then you only have one word to work on. So previously we used the word down to open the gate. Now we're going to use the word open. As I previously mentioned in the previous video, there are very often more than one way to answer a puzzle. If you happen to see a puzzle or you answered it in a way different from what I used here on the video, I'd love it if you'd feel free to leave me a comment so that I can add annotations to the video to help other people answer questions, especially if they think a little bit differently from me and have different answers to the puzzles in this game. Anytime you see this red thing, you cannot bring any words across from it. So we'll leave our letters there. Ouch. And keep going. So here's an example of an area that seems to go that isn't going the same way as the rest of the game. And surprise, surprise, there is quotation marks right there. So here we see that there's a gate on the other side, and we're going to need to turn it on. Special for this game is a gorge. In this area, there's a gorge where anytime there's an area, a hole in the game, there's a guy who's going to come out and try to kill you. So we want to put, this one we're going to open with on instead of open or close. He's going to take that one, puts gorged at the end. So now instead of gorging on you, he's actually fully gorged out, and he's going to leave you alone. Putting the words on together and moving on through the gate. Again, we passed another little red thing, so we're not going to be able to take our letters with us. But we'll find many more as we go. So here we're confronted with the gas. A gas will kill us. We can go through it a little at a time, but if we stay too long, we'll die. So the important thing in this game is to just be quick. This part of the game is introducing us to an interesting mechanic which involves words that can flip, and when they flip, they do something different. Right now, that's really just making it a puzzle for us to fill out to get out of here, but later on in the game, it actually becomes important because you'll use it to accomplish parts of the game. So again, this seems contrary to the port we're supposed to go. There's definitely a way to go forward, but there turns out that there's some interesting stuff here for us. Doesn't seem to be going the way the rest of the game is, and again, we'll find quotation marks. Now if we drop down, we continue on with our journey. Alright, so here you see that we have multiple letters available to us. There's a much longer zone of gas. We can't run through that without running out of time. So we're going to have to come up with another way of doing it. Notice that you can't take these letters with you, so you can't make any changes. Both sets of letters have to stay where they are. So notice that whenever I hit the on, this other gas thing came on and the spinner came down. So what we're going to do is wait until the spinner is right where we need it, and then we're going to pull it away like that. So the second gas and the first span. We're going to pull it away so that the span on the first set gives us the largest number of space available. Then, when we come down here, the second set will not give us gas, giving us a little bit of space before we die. So we're going to watch the second one and time it so that we can jump onto it while it's at its largest speed. In the meantime, we get a little reprieve while we're here because we turn that gas off, and we'll have plenty of time to get out before we die. Woo! Next is, the crush. Later on in the game, you'll actually be able to use words to stop them completely, so that you won't be as rushed to get through them. But in the meantime, this is what we have to work with. This part of the game actually gives you where the quotations are right off the bat, making it actually more of a game to figure out how to get there. This one's not especially difficult, especially if you take your time and wait for that to come back so that you don't jump down the side. You can also just jump to the bottom and start up again without waiting for it to come back. Alright, here we have another gas zone. In this gas zone, we're also, it's also really long. You won't be able to run all the way through without getting through that. So you have to take a letter with you in order to make that happen. Notice that after the letter S's in each one, there's actually a space before the end, for that little item that stops you from going. This one actually took us a long time to figure out on stream. You can only, you can't jump over that. So if you take the P off of here, we can use raise. You could also use up or open, but with this one, we're using the letters that we have. And you'll take it with us. Just like you need a little bit of extra air to get through here, you can take a gasp of air with that P and then it pops off. Then you just push it on to the next one, pick it up, throw it on, push it through, get a gasp of fresh air, and it keeps going. We will come back for that, but remember that you only have a certain amount of time in gas before you die. So what I like to do is come up here, get a little bit of a gasp of fresh air, come back down, grab your quotation marks, and come back up. Oops, we're gonna die now. That portion can be done without dying, but I have also found it a little bit helpful. Some of these quotation marks, you actually get to keep them once you've died. So you've gone through, you've gotten them, and then you died afterwards. You get to keep that. So sometimes it's actually easier or impossible in the game to do it without going back through once you've gotten the achievement for it. No big deal. We'll just repeat this portion and move on. Notice the quotation marks were gone because we still got the achievement for getting it, even though we died afterwards. This is actually a really interesting portion of the game. Any sort of letters in which something painful or sad or bad is associated with the word, it turns into a monster in the game. Here we're going to use the mechanism of the crush to get rid of this for us. We don't have anyone here to do it. We can't make a thoughtful or kind word because we don't have any letters to work with. So we actually just use the crush to defeat the enemy. We don't have any way of attacking him, but we can use the mechanics of the game to get them off of us. Moving along, there's really only one way to go on this one, so it's pretty easy to figure out where we're going to go. So this puzzle is interesting. We know that we want to get that letter down. So push all the letters together and use the word scrambler to make your word. Now remember, you could actually just throw the words apart and use it that way. But I think this is a little bit easier. And don't worry about losing your letters. Anytime you lose letters, they actually come back up, so it's not a big deal. we're actually going to need to get the words up. We don't have a P because the P's at the top, but we do have a means of getting it down without going up there to get it. And that's by being a little bit imaginative with our words. We make the word cut, it comes within the space, it cuts anything that can be cut in this within the reach of the word. And now we have a P, so we're capable of getting that to go up. Now, oops, we did it wrong because it went up, but we're not here to see it. Don't worry, we'll actually just pull the P over here. You'll notice that there's a gas zone up there, so we're actually going to need to take the P with us to get through there. One of the ways I think it makes it easier to get this is to just make the word on top of the zone, because we have to have the P in order to make it through the gas zone. With a red thing, so we actually can't get out through the... We can't take the letter with us. This guy is actually pretty easy to outsmart. You just jump over him. And then when you get up here, he can't reach you. And he'll just be really sad that he can't reach you. Again, remember that virtually any time you have one of these ropes, is you're honestly just going to want to go as high as you can go before you jump off, which we're going to do here. We'll do 3 full swings of momentum, just to make sure we get where we need to go. And surprise, surprise, found the quotation marks. There are actually about 2 different sets of quotation marks in each one of the levels that I had. We did not find when we did our stream playthrough. So likely there are some that are not marked that easily. Alright, so you'll notice that there's a ladder right there. We can't take any letters here through us to make it done, but there is one of these here. We can use turn or spin, but it looks like we happen to have the letters for turn. So that to turn the thing and drop down the ladder. Taking a little extra time to do this part of the puzzle, even though it wasn't specifically required, actually gives us the opportunity to get these quotations. We also unleashed a green monster, but fortunately he doesn't come running after us right this second. Some of these quotations are actually portents, and some of them are hints in how to solve the puzzles beforehand. We had to come up here anyways because we need to be able to have all of the letters down. There was no way of doing this puzzle without getting that D down. So in this case, it really wasn't extra work to go get the quotations. There are some puzzles like later on in the game where you have to choose between getting the quotation and getting the objectives, in which case you can just get the quotation and die and start over again. So we take the swing, we brought the swing up to dream, and then magically it all disappears and the rain stops. It will begin and flood back again, but in the meantime we were able to get across. This is an interesting portion of the game. Here we have different letters separated all the way across, and it's actually a puzzle in which you have to turn around in multiple circles. Both of the left and right just take you back in a circular loop, So you're actually going to have to find another way of doing that. Some of the letters you need are already here. The rest, as you can see, are not. We can't go forward, so let's go down. When in doubt, just go down. Now you see that we have opened, closed the one we jumped to before and opened this one. So we have the opportunity to come down. We can't take the P with us though because the sensor is here. So we'll do this instead. We'll get there. In the meantime, we have the sensor turned off up here and we were able to get the letter C. Drop down and throw it through here. One down, one to go. Notice that when we did that, I turned the sensor off up by the P, so we can get it. We can get the P out of there. We're going through the motions. Here we go. Unfortunately, there's a sensor right there, so we'll just activate that. Jump through. The C sensor is here, so now we're just going to do this puzzle as if it were the initial C puzzle. No big deal. Do all of that, turn the sensor off by the letter C. And ta-da. You're actually, it's the identical move to get P and C apart. Once you get the P into the area, it's an identical puzzle. S. In this case, it's one of the few times when you need all of the letters, and the word scrambler uses all of the letters to do it. You make your skateboard, drop down the elevator, and oh no! The elevator is broken! Well, we got where we needed to go. Thank you, Mr. Elevator. Sorry you're having a rough day. Uh-oh. That's a little creepy. Ah, my favorite Dementor is here, and she has my arm. I don't know why she's a she. I just decided that she was. Ta-da! Finally, 2 arms, just what I always wanted. Uh-oh. No! How could you? This is actually the first glimpse we get of the final boss of the game. He's going to stalk you throughout most of it and eat everything in sight. But at least you kind of know what you're getting into before you get to the last boss. And boy, is he scary. Oh, my poor little arm. Stuck in his belly. That wasn't very filling. Now he's coming for us. Fortunately, we have our friend the Dementor Angel protecting us with her bubble. Fortunately, we've successfully gotten away. Thank you, our friend. Alright, so this part of the puzzle is actually really frustrating. These plants are alive and trying to kill us. Our Dementor friend is going to help us here at the beginning, but a little bit later on, we're going to be on our own. So she saves us from that, but in the meantime, there are these puzzles trying to kill us. You can always take 2 hits before you die. Unfortunately, these sensors are causing trouble and just sort of run in the way, blocking us for us to just take the letters with us every time we go. So, in the meantime, just be kind of fast. Take your letters with you and push them together. anytime you make a good word or a word that means a nice concept, you're going to go ahead and make this shield, and the ugly plants will not be able to kill you. Unfortunately, we do have kind of some stuff. So what I've done previously is, you know that you can take 2 hits every time. So the first one we're going to go through and make the letter that we're supposed to do. You know we need the D at the end. So we're going to make that. It's not a happy word, but if you run back into here, shield again, it resets your abilities, and you can now take 2 more hits. Anytime you come through here, you know you're going to take at least 1. I don't know why I did that. Almost reset it again. Now you're going to take at least 1. So we're going to go ahead and push that one, take care of the gorge, come back, reset the amount of damage that we can take. So now we can take 2 more. And we're fully capable of pushing our letters through and getting safe. So this one, we're actually not stopped by the sensor. We're stopped by the fact that this mushroom is in the way. That's okay though, because we can see our new space right away. We can just run right up through it, push them together, hit enter, make the word good, just so that you know they are still able to attack you when you're inside the word scrambler. So be kind of quick. The other option is to just go back and reset the amount of damage that you take, like we did in the previous one. Taken damage, so we're going to run pretty fast, try and get to the next spot. Fortunately, there doesn't seem to be a lot of things to get hit by until we find another word, and this time it's trust, a positive concept that will shield us from all the bad things. Alright, so for this portion we have another puzzle to do. Please remember that anytime you push the letters up together, it makes another word, and then it will no longer count as a positive shielding word. So you're going to take care to keep these letters apart after he stops. So what we're going to do is we're going to steal the tilt from trust, the T from trust to make tilt, get the rotor where we need it, and then pull it back and put it back into the word trust. Sometimes the easiest word Alright, that was scary. So basically you have to make the word tilt, get the rotor to make you a little bit of a ramp, and then run back to trust to reset your counter before the thing tries to attack you. That actually took us a long time to figure out on stream. In the meantime, we've reset our number of damages we can take, and found ourselves another shield. This one isn't going to go very far. There's another sensor right here, but at least we're able to get started. Be careful not to press it all the way up to the center, or it will take the E away and reset your marker. Whew! Right under free. Free is a great word, but unfortunately it is stuck, and we can't get it off. Oh no! He set up another hateful word, and this time it's fear, and this guy really, really wants to kill us. We're gonna have to find a shield, and we're gonna have to find a shield. Taking 2, you can't take our letters with us, so we'll leave that there. Oh, he got me once. Remember, you can take 2 hits. So you have to get out really fast. Now we're taking the leap of faith. Whew! That was scary. We missed! Don't worry, our Dementor friend will help us with a shield to save the day. Angel, thank you for saving our lives. Let's go. Oh, the first time I did that I actually got hit by the elevator. So there's a couple of different puzzles in this game where you take the elevator up, have it drop itself back down, and then use it again to get across. There's at least 2 quotations that I can think of off the top of my head, to which that is the answer. And we'll see you again in chapter 2. Thank you so much for hanging out with me in this video. Please like and subscribe for more YouTube videos. And as always, thank you for all of your support.